Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me for this Commercial Cards in ANZ Transactive Global training webinar. My name is Natalie, and I'm from the Institutional Banking team in Australia. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that I'm joining you from Perth, Western Australia, the lands of the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. I also acknowledge the traditional owners on the lands of which you are joining us from today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and to any Indigenous people from the various lands joining us today. Our training webinars are designed to help you unlock the full potential and get the most out of ANZ Transactive Global, our digital web and mobile banking channel. Through a single interface, you can access common services such as cash management, trade finance, loans, commercial cards, foreign exchange, and data insights. In this webinar, I'll be taking you through how to navigate the commercial cards menu and manage your commercial card accounts in ANZ Transactive Global, with a particular focus on the various card roles, reporting, and service requests available. Following today's session, I would encourage you to view our ANZ Digital Services help page for further information on the topics discussed, as well as revisiting our previous webinars, and I'll show you how to find these at the end of today's session. You will notice that the Teams chat function is disabled. However, you can ask questions using the Q&A tab, which is located at the top of the screen. My colleagues are online and will answer as many questions as possible as we go. Today's training session is being recorded. The video and a copy of the question and answers, including any questions we're unable to answer during the session, will be published in ANZ Digital Services Help in the coming days, so you can rewatch or share with colleagues who weren't able to join us live. And the last thing before we start, this session is being conducted using a training environment, which means some of the screens and system behaviour may appear a little different to what you see in your live ANZ Transactive Global site. So keep that in mind as we go. For anything outside of ANZ Transactive Global, we will show screens from ANZ Digital Services Help. Commercial Cards in ANZ Transactive Global provides a way to manage purchasing and travel expenses across your business, enabling visibility and control of your card programs. Let's start today by taking you through the Commercial Cards menu in ANZ Transactive Global and the functionality available. Select Commercial Cards from the main menu, and then this is broken into 4 submenus, and we will now take a look at each in a little more detail. This commercial card screen provides a summary of your registered commercial card billing entities assigned to you, and you will notice the horizontal menu across the top. This is called a control bar and is a common feature across many screens in ANZ Transactive Global. It contains buttons that allow you to quickly complete a range of functions on that specific screen. Starting with View. By clicking this, you can view all accounts saved to folders, or create and manage your folders, and I'll explain folders in a little more detail shortly. Statement. Tick the checkbox for a billing entity, and I can now request a statement. I can choose from 3 statement types, being Statement of Account, Cardholder Summary, or Cardholder Activity. Select the statement required, and it will display for your review. From the Action button, I can select various options to navigate to the Commercial Card Details screen. Here, I can view the card and balance summary, view account activity, view outstanding and declined transactions, create a new service request, and move a billing account to a folder. Group. This reorders the data on screen by predefined criteria. For example, I can select currency, and then this will group all accounts by currency. If I select Filter and then enter criteria into one or more of the text boxes that are under each column heading, data will display matching the request. For example, if I'm looking for an account number that I know ends in 7100, when I type this into the filter field above account number, this will present any accounts that contain that number. Export enables the records on screen to be exported to a CSV file. If I select Refresh, the records on screen are refreshed, including balance information. And the Settings button is used to save any changes I have made, including to view and group for next time I view this page. I would now like to demonstrate how to create a folder in ANZ Transactive Global. Folders help you organise items that you want to group together. So from the control bar, click View, then Create Folders. Enter a new folder name and click Add. And if you have more than one folder, you can add, reorder, or remove folders. Click OK. To add an item to the newly created folder, from the grid you can do one of two things. You can right-click on the item and click Move To from the context menu, or tick the checkbox, click Actions from the control bar, and select Move To. Select the folder, and the item will now be located in this folder. To navigate to the new folder, click View from the control bar, and you can select between the different folders. Below the control bar is what we call a grid layout, and you will find that grids are a common way ANZ Transactive Global displays information. All grids can be customised to suit your preferences and to help you organise and view relevant information and activity. And as you can see here, there are many columns, and depending on your screen size, you may need to scroll across the page to view them all. If this order does not suit you, or if some of the information is not relevant, then you can customize it. To hide or show columns, you can right-click any column heading and tick or untick checkboxes in the pop-up window. You can customize the column order. You can click a column that you want to move and then drag and drop the column to your preferred location. To resize columns, you can click the edge of a column heading and drag to your preferred size. To sort columns, you can click the column heading and the column will reorder in ascending order. Click again to order in descending order. To fit the columns to the size of the window, you can right-click any column heading and click Fit Columns to Window. To reset columns, right-click again and scroll down and click Reset Grid Column. Click Settings and then Save Settings, and this will save your newly customised grid for next time you log in. A couple of little tips. If you right-click on any row, the context menu will appear, and from here you can access shortcuts to view the card and balance summary, view account activity, view outstanding and declined transactions, create a new service request, and move a billing account to a folder. And also to note, for newly opened commercial cards, the status will always display as inactive until you have processed a transaction. And once a transaction has been processed, the status will automatically update to active. Let's now view a billing entity in more detail. Clicking on any row will open the billing entity. And this is where you can view additional information about the account, including each cardholder. Starting at the top of the page, the screen header displays the billing entity currency, name, billing number, and status. And you can use the drop-down account selector or the search icon to choose a different billing entity. Underneath the screen heading are buttons to return to all billing entities, the screen we were just on, as well as a shortcut button to request a statement. The table to the right provides the billing entity summary, including the total limit, opening balance, and available funds, which are in real time. Below the account selector, you will notice a number of tabs, and we will go through these now. The Card Summary tab. By default, you are shown all cards linked to the billing entity. To change this view, click the View drop-down and select between All, Active, Closed, or Lost and Stolen. Tick the checkbox for a cardholder, followed by Actions, and a number of shortcuts to the other tabs, along with quick links to replace or cancel a card and change the card limit will populate. Group, Filter, Export, Refresh, and Settings all work the same as the previous screen. The Balance Summary tab. This lists balance summaries for the selected billing entity for each available statement period, and details from this screen can be exported to the CSV file or refreshed. The Account Activity tab provides a detailed view of your card transactions. Click on a row to view the transaction details in a pop-up window. Use the View option to display information for different date ranges, including unstatemented transactions, which are those that have been processed since the last statement was issued. The drop-down to the right, you can select between billing entity level or card level. And if card level is shadowed out, from the Card Summary tab, select a card from the drop-down and this will update. Again, Group, Filter, Export and Refresh all work the same as the previous screen. And from September last year, we introduced 9 additional fields to this Account Activity tab, and they include billing amount, billing currency, transaction amount, transaction currency, merchant category code, overseas transaction fee, ATM operator fee, estimated GST amount, and authorization code. The next tab, Outstanding Authorization, provides a detailed view of the outstanding authorizations for all cards belonging to a billing entity. An outstanding authorization or a pending transaction may occur when the merchant does not process the transaction immediately, or the amount processed to a card is different to the amount of the authorization. And the control panel for this works the same as the previous screens. The Declined Transactions tab provides a detailed view of the declined transactions for all cards belonging to a billing entity. And a little tip, if a cardholder is unable to use their card, this is one of the first places a card administrator can look. If the transaction does not show here, it means it didn't make it to ANZ and perhaps there could be an issue at the point of sale. Moving on to the Transaction Search submenu. This works the same as our past payment search for anyone who also uses our cash management function of ANZ Transactive Global. Here you can perform a search for card transactions using predefined criteria such as amount, merchant name, date, or currency, to name a few. To search the search fields with a plus icon, when selected, open a pop-up, allowing you to select additional information. For example, if I'm looking for a transaction from billing entity that I know ends with 7100, I can click the plus icon, search and select that billing entity to add to the search criteria. I can now add any other search criteria such as a date or a date range and click search. And any transaction or transactions that meet this criteria will now display. I can click on the transaction to view the transaction details in a pop-up window. Searches can also be saved for future use by clicking the Save button. Give your search a name and click Save. Saved searches can be found by clicking View. To perform another search, click Reset and enter in your new search criteria. The submenu Service Requests in ANZ Transactive Global allows you to view and raise card requests which are sent to ANZ for processing digitally. Users with the following roles can create, view, edit, delete, and resubmit a service request: an authorised signatory and identification officer, and authorised to inquire. This landing page displays all current or historical requests, their request types and status. To create a new request, simply click New. We have 6 service request types available to choose from: card limit change, replace card, cancel card, new cardholder request, and new cardholder request by bulk file upload, and statement preferences. And we'll now take a look at a couple of these in more detail, starting with card limit change. This is where you can create a request to increase or decrease a card limit for up to 10 cards. Start by selecting the billing entity. Then select Add to add the cards that require the same limit change. Select the limit type that requires changing, and the limit types available are spend cap limit, This is the aggregated spend a cardholder can make on their card over the statement period. Transaction limit. This is the maximum spend per transaction available to a cardholder. Fees do apply for the next two limit types. The daily over-the-counter limit. This relates to the limit of withdrawing cash at a branch. And daily ATM limit. This is the maximum amount of how much cash can be withdrawn at an ATM daily. Select your required limit type and enter your new amount, noting this needs to be in multiples of $100. Nominate if this will be a permanent change or temporary, and when temporary is selected, an expiry date and a revert limit field will populate for completion. If required, enter any comments and read and tick the declaration checkbox. Click Review and Submit, and after reviewing the request, you can click Previous if you need to make changes or Submit to proceed. This request will now move to a pending approval status and require approval based on your organisation's approval process. Once approved, this request will be applied to the card in near real time. If a cardholder no longer requires a commercial card or leaves your organisation, a cancellation request can be lodged to cancel the card. Select New, followed by Cancel Card Request Type. Select the billing entity, noting that if the card is lost or stolen, please contact ANZ immediately. Do not use this service request type. Click Add to add up to 10 cards to the request. And if required, enter any comments, read and tick the declaration checkbox, and click Review and Submit. Review followed by click Submit, and this will now move to a pending approval status, again based on your organisation's approval model. And once this request is approved, the card cancellation will be applied to the card in near real time. To establish a new cardholder, click New, and you will notice there are two request types that we have for this: a new cardholder request and a new cardholder request using a bulk file upload. Today, I'll take you through a new cardholder request. Select the billing entity and enter the cardholder details, noting that the fields with an asterisk are a mandatory field for completion. Check the address for delivery, and if delivery is required to a different address, tick the checkbox and enter the address details. Complete the card limit details fields. If required, add the MCC block field, and an MCC block is a predetermined block that will stop cardholders from using their card at specified merchants, for example, gambling sites. This block is established when the commercial card account is set up. If you require more information on MCC blocks, please speak with your ANZ representative. If required, add any comments and read and tick the declaration checkbox and click Review and Submit. Review the request, and when ready, click Submit. And the request will now move to a pending approval status and require approval based on your organisation's approval model. To change your statement preferences from paper to online, click New. Then the Statement Preference tile. Select your billing entity and then nominate your statements to either be online only or paper and online. Enter an email address to receive the notification advising when a new statement is available in ANZ Transactive Global. Read and tick the declaration checkbox and click Review and Submit. Review the request and click Submit. And this will now move to a pending approval status and require approval based on your organisation's approval model. When you receive a notification advising that a statement is available for your review, navigate to the download icon in the application banner at the top, and here you will find all ad hoc and scheduled reports for your review. The requests we have created today are visible in this service request landing page and can be amended, rejected, or approved as required. Let's now look at approving a service request, and an approver can do this in a number of ways. Right-click on the request and select Approve or Reject from the context menu. Tick the checkbox for the request. Then from the Actions button in the control bar, select between Approve or Reject, or select the request. And then from the control bar, select between Approve or Reject. Click the checkbox to acknowledge and accept the declaration clause, add any comments if required, and click Approve. In your live site, a confirmation pop-up window will display with the request ID. A unique point to note for the approval process for a new cardholder request, the request must be verified by an identification officer or an authorized signatory and identification officer. The service request will remain in a pending verification status until this has been achieved. The last submenu I'd like to take you through is Reports, and this menu allows you to set up, schedule, manage and email commercial card reports. Report profiles can be run on an ad hoc or a scheduled basis at a particular time and saved for future use. To create a new report, click New. Select the report type you wish to run. Today, I'm going to run the cardholder activity report. Select the file type and language, and if required, a file name prefix. In the report content field, from the Show Data For drop-down, select the period you require. Nominate the billing entity by clicking the search icon. Then nominate if you would like the report to include all cards or a selected few. I can now schedule and save this report or run the report now. Let's schedule this report. Enter the schedule details, including the frequency and start and end dates, and give the report a name. If required, add a description and prefix. Tick the checkbox, deliver the report via email if you would like the report to be delivered to your registered email on the chosen date and time, saving you logging back into ANZ Transactive Global to receive it. The report will also be secured by an encryption code, and I'll remind you shortly how to set your encryption code. Tick the checkbox, share this report profile, to allow this report to be shared with other ANZ Transactive Global users in your organisation with report permissions. On the right, tick the checkbox Run Report after saving if you would like to run the report now. Click Save Report Profile. This report is now visible in the Reports landing page, where it can be edited, deleted, or copied as required. If you wish to run and download a copy of this report, you can do so by clicking on the download icon on the left-hand side. I promised you I would show you how to set the report encryption code, and to do this, navigate to the User Settings and Preferences icon in the application banner on the top right, which will show as your user ID. Select Settings and Preferences. In the Report Retrieval Code field, enter your desired code of up to 20 characters and click Save. And this will now be your report retrieval code to open encrypted reports that are sent to your email. Did you know that you can view your commercial card programs in the ANZ Transactive Global mobile app? This provides ANZ Transactive commercial card users a view-only oversight of their billing entity, card and transaction details. A reminder that your log-on credentials for the desktop version of ANZ Transactive Global provides you with automatic access to the ANZ Transactive Global mobile app. To support our customers, we have several commercial card articles available in ANZ Digital Services Help. Navigate to ANZ Digital Services Help by clicking the Help icon in the application banner at the top right. Scroll down to Support Categories and select the Commercial Cards tile. Within the Overview section, you will find several articles, and a couple that I would like to highlight include Commercial Cards in ANZ Transactive Global. This is a general overview describing how ANZ Transactive Global can help you manage your commercial card account. Commercial card product types. This lists all our commercial card product types we offer, the region available, and a brief description of the card, making it easier for you to understand which card types may best suit your organisation's requirements. Commercial card roles. This article notes all commercial card roles available, a description of the role and responsibilities, the menus in ANZ Transactive Global they can view, and how to provision access to this role. You will notice the column on the right includes a direct link to the relevant form for our Australia-based customers and next steps for our New Zealand customers. It is important to note that only one commercial card role can be assigned per user. And that brings us to the end of our Commercial Cards in ANZ Transactive Global training webinar. On the page I'm about to display is a list of our upcoming webinars, together with a QR code to register for these upcoming events. A reminder that a recording of this session, as well as the question and answers, will be added to ANZ Digital Services Help in the coming days, should you wish to revisit or share with colleagues. You can get to ANZ Digital Services Help by scanning the QR code currently on screen, or by clicking the Help icon next time you are signed in to ANZ Transactive Global. I hope this session has been of value, and we look forward to you attending our future ANZ Transactive Global training webinars. Thank you.